Cassper Nyovest looked untouchable. This was the guy filling up stadiums, bro. Breaking records, owning the internet, moving like the king of South African hip-hop. But lately, every time Cassper trends, it's not even about music anymore. It's about drama, controversy, Twitter fights, family issues, internet backlashes, bro, bad things. And now, a lot of people are starting to ask a question nobody thought they'd ever ask before. Is Cassper Nyovest slowly ruining his own legacy?
This is the guy you consider your OG in hip-hop. In hip-hop, your OG will always make it very easy for you to believe that you can make it as a rapper. Right now, how many dreams has Cassper killed just off this interview alone? There's a kid sitting, Ekasi, Alexander, Katlewong, Van, that wants to make it as a rapper.
Whether people want to admit it or not, Cassper used to feel different, bro. He wasn't just another rapper. He was the guy. Filling up the dome, hit records, massive endorsements, huge fan base. At one point, it genuinely felt impossible to stop him. But over the last few years, something changed, bro. The public energy around Cassper started becoming weird. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons is social media, of course. Because lately, Cassper doesn't move like the calm veteran people expect anymore. He moves too emotional. And nowhere was that clearer than the Kusho Bani situation. You see, last year, Cassper dropped a new single called Kusho Bani. But instead of everyone celebrating the release, social media immediately became divided. Some fans liked the song.
Okay guys, kalutela buane. Mara Cassper muitsi. Warona, uwile. Arani mo.
Others, not so much.
I haven't liked Cassper's music in over 7 years.
There's
nothing that Cassper will do musically right now that will impress me. Everything has been trash. Trash.
The album that has got really
trash song.
No man.
And then one girl on X simply posted her opinion. She said the song wasn't nice. And that's it. No disrespect, no personal attack, just criticism. But Cassper took it very personally, bro. He fired back by calling the woman ugly, then started making comments about whether anybody even posted her on Valentine's. Imagine. And immediately, the internet exploded. People started dragging Cassper badly. Not because fans can't handle clapbacks, but because people felt like the response was too childish. Especially from someone who's supposed to be an OG now. And honestly, that situation made a lot of people uncomfortable. Because critics started saying, why does Cassper always act personally hurt when people dislike his music? And then Prince KB added fuel to the fire, bro. He posted about artists making TikTok music just for viral moments instead of longevity. He never mentioned Cassper directly, but social media already connected dots. You know social media, bro. And suddenly, people started questioning whether Cassper was chasing trends instead of making timeless music. But that was just the beginning though. Because around the same time, Nota Baloyi came with more chaos. And if there's one thing Nota loves, it's turning interviews into explosions. This time, he went directly at Cassper's entire legacy. Nota claimed that Cassper doesn't even have 5 real hit songs. Yep, he actually said that, bro. He dismissed Cassper's music as 2-minute noodle music, basically saying the music is quick, forgettable, and overhyped.
Why are you bringing up Cassper when you talk about greatest hits? Cassper doesn't have 5 hits in his catalog.
So
doesn't have 5 hits in his catalog.
Okay.
Of his own. Doesn't have 5 hits.
It does.
Okay, Dog Shebeleza. Right. Which one? I'll see. Give me another hit. That's still a hit right now.
That's still a hit
right now.
You're talking catalog.
Yes, in his catalog. In his catalog. Not features, in his catalog.
What do you have there now?
Dog Shebeleza so far.
Gusheshe?
No, it was a hot song, but it wasn't a hit.
Destiny?
No, Destiny, no, the original is still the hit.
You fight it.
Baby girl, okay, baby girl, I give you baby girl. Give me baby girl. It's fine. Yeah, no, hold on.
Okay, it's fine.
Give me another one. No, wait, give me another one. Give me another one.
I'm gonna give you another one.
So never mention Cassper when you talk about hits.
I am gonna give
Never mention Cassper when you talk about hits.
And honestly, the internet immediately split again. Some people defended Cassper heavily, others admitted that his newer music hasn't been connecting like before. Even people who disliked Cassper started saying, nah, Nota went too far though. Cassper eventually responded by calling Nota unstable. But by then, the internet already had enough content to discuss for weeks. And honestly, the reason these controversies keep hurting Cassper so much is because there's already emotional baggage surrounding his personal life, bro. Especially after the Thobeka situation. And this part genuinely changed how many people looked at him. You see, back in 2024, South Africans were shocked after Thobeka Majozi revealed what she went through during their relationship. She revealed that their son, Kodzo, was diagnosed with cancer as a baby. And according to her, while she was spending years in and out of hospitals fighting for their child, Cassper was cheating on her with somebody they both knew, bro.
Talk about Cassper Nyovest's story. Cassper Nyovest had a baby with, what's her name? Thobeka. Oh, Thobeka. She says that Cassper Nyovest left her when she had to, Cassper Nyovest had already moved on with his current wife when she had to deal with the baby having cancer. What cancer, right?
TPV.
She had to deal with that, the baby being sick alone, and Cassper was not there. He had already moved on with his new girlfriend.
And what made the situation even more painful was the fact that the woman later became Cassper's wife. And when those revelations came out, the internet turned into a war zone. People were angry, especially because many fans felt like Thobeka suffered quietly while Cassper continued living normally online. And eventually, Cassper publicly admitted everything. He apologized, confirmed the cheating allegations were true, and said he was ashamed of his actions.
I'm sure you guys are aware of everything that's been going on. I decided to tell my side of the story. First of all, I'd like to confirm that everything that my baby mama said about me was true. I wanted to confirm that as the truth. Might not be the whole truth, but I wanted to take accountability for my part and say that is the truth about the person that I was.
To some people, the apology showed growth, but for others, the damage was already permanent. And ever since then, people started viewing Cassper differently. And then came another controversial moment. Cassper appeared on Ricky Rick's posthumous song called Emotions, and one lyric instantly caused backlashes, bro. He rapped about his son growing up without him. But instead of sympathy, many listeners got irritated. People accused him of victimizing himself instead of taking accountability.
Holding my tears back. My little baby is growing without me. I'm holding my tears back.
And honestly, that became a common criticism around Cassper lately, that he constantly won understanding from the public while struggling to accept criticism himself. But despite all the backlashes, Cassper still moves with massive confidence. He recently tweeted that his career is too big for PR stunts, basically saying, I've been dominating for over a decade. I don't need fake drama for attention. And honestly, he's not entirely wrong, bro. Because whether people love him or hate him, Cassper Nyovest is still one of the biggest names in South African entertainment history. But here's the problem though. The internet doesn't care about your legacy forever. If your current behavior keeps frustrating people, they will eventually stop respecting the old accomplishments. And that's the scary part about Cassper's current situation. Because now, the conversation around him feels different. Less admiration, more criticism, less celebrations, more debates. And right now, Cassper Nyovest feels stuck between two versions of himself. The legendary superstar who changed SA hip-hop forever, and the controversial celebrity the internet keeps dragging every week. So now the real question is Cassper Nyovest simply going through a rough public phase, or are we actually watching the slow collapse of one of the South Africa's biggest hip-hop legacies? Let me know what you think.
Dude, if my kid has cancer, dog, nothing else in the world matters. Zero.
Yeah,
not
true,
not the podcasts. I mean, I love the podcast with all my heart. You know that,
but dog,
but
that's
at
how I
that
chill,
moment,
bro.
that's like, bro, my kid had flu last year December.
Dude,
Just flu.
that's when they say.
Yeah. And I was losing my mind. I couldn't even focus. Cancer. I dog.
I'm one of those guys who are unfortunately branded as a whack rapper from the beginning. And I'm just a whack rapper. No matter how hard I rap, no matter how dope the album is, I'm whack. 12 years ago, I had my very first hit, Gusheshe. And I've been on a decline since. according to them. I'm giving this boy 3 months. I'm giving this boy 6 months. I'm telling you 1 year. Okay, he's done 1 year, but check, next year he's gone. If Cassper Nyovest is here in 3 years, I am going to quit rap. You haven't quit rap, my brother. You said that 12 years ago. You still haven't quit rap.